What is up, everybody? Happy Halloween. We are rolling audio here today on this special Monday edition of The Harder Show, in episode 73. I hope you did absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for tuning in, clicking that play button on this Hell in a Cell review. Now, last night was obviously the pay-per-view. It was a great pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. I know that, as always, some people have some negative stuff to say, as is the way with wrestling. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I ended up sitting down with two members of my esteemed panel of experts, and we reviewed the match. We kind of talked a little bit about each match. None of us really had a whole lot to say. That's when I think it was a good pay-per-view. We don't really have a whole lot to say. We just kind of gave a little blurb about each match. We gave it a rating out of 10. And, of course, making his triumphant return to the podcast, the Gimmick, Brandon Bowden, the producer of The Harder Show, he gave some outlandish finish predictions, even though the match has already happened, or how he would have booked them. Brandon Books might be a new segment here on The Harder Show whenever I have him on for the wrestling panel. And, of course, making his first appearance on the Harder Show wrestling panel, we have the Mark Matthew Cannons. I talked about how he was going to be on episode 60, so it was about goddamn time that happened. But that is what it is, nothing you can do about that. But overall, like I said, it was a great pay-per-view, really enjoyed it. There's a nice little shout out to my new buddies in the Think About podcast, the Australian brothers. Brandon does a little Australian accent, which pisses everybody off, so I had to give a shout out to them in it, of course. Don't really have much else to say. We're just going to kind of roll right into this Hell in a Cell review here. Let's get into it. Basement of Brandon's house, aka the once formerly famous known Your Average Noob Studios. And I'm sitting here with two of my buddies, and we just got done watching the goddamn Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. The Raw exclusive Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And we're going to talk about each match that happened. We're going to give it a rating out of 10 for each of us, and talk a whole bunch of bullshit. So, of course, joining me, I have his first time on the Harder Show wrestling panel show. Multiple times he's been on the show now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Mark Matthew Cannons.
Thanks for having me finally on the...
Yeah, I know, frig, eh?
It's been forever. What we announced that back at episode 60? Now we're what? 73?
Episode 73.
Yeah. That's 13 episodes, TJ. That's way too long.
I know, I suck. I've been able to watch the pay-per-view, so I've been able to have you on talk.
I know. I've been yelling at you about that.
Yeah, I know, he's been yelling at me. And, of course, we have making his triumphant return to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Gimmick, also known as the producer of The Harder Show, Brandon Bowden.
I could have booked Hell in a Cell better, and this is what I would have done. Ding. I don't know if that's the proper cadence, but I mean, I could have booked it better.
Whatever.
Yeah,
we'll roll it. We'll roll it. So we're hanging out. I guess we'll just kind of start going through the damn matches and just see what happens.
We're gonna have a new feature on the Harder Show podcast wrestling reviews, because I'm going to book every match the way I would have booked it. I'll give it a rating out of 10, but instead of seeing what I thought was wrong with it and not wrong with it, I'm just gonna tell them how I would book it.
Yes, Adam Bonplay.
Yeah,
yes, Brandon is...
Without the cocky British accent, yes.
And
you kind of just wish you had that British accent, don't you?
I could put on quite the British accent if I want.
He can. You should start doing a British accent when you do that.
Now I'll do it. I'll do it all in Australian. There you go.
I'll
tell you how I would have booked this shit right here.
Put another shrimp in the barbie. Or put another prawn on the
I
barbie.
could have booked Hell in a Cell much better than McMahon, okay? Don't even get me started on McMahon. McMahon does not...
McMahon didn't book.
McMahon is booking every fucking match, okay?
Spoiler alert, the women's match was on last. He didn't book it.
Vince, I want to have the person go through a flaming table. He's like, no, I don't want a flaming table. That's all.
Shoutouts to the Think About podcast with the Australian accents here. So, the first match we're going to talk about was the first match of the night. Was on the kickoff show. And that was the six-man cruiserweight exclusive tag team match. And we got Sin Cara. There was that other luchador.
Lince Dorado.
That's his name. I couldn't remember his damn name. I don't even remember any of the guys' names. Brandon, do you know their names? I don't remember their names.
Sin Cara, Lince Dorado, and Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, and the last heel was... Oh my goodness, who was the last heel?
I should have written this down, but I didn't.
Hold on, I'll get it. It was Tony Nese.
Oh, Daivari.
And Arya Daivari. That's why I didn't remember.
Yes.
Daivari.
So, the first thing I want to say about this match is the fact that Tony Nese is probably my new favorite cruiserweight.
Told you.
Amazing work. Like, if I could create a wrestler...
I knew when I saw him live at House of Hardcore, I'm like, TJ would mark out for this guy. He's a beautiful wrestler.
Yeah, great in-ring. Technically, he's great. A little bit of high flying. He seems like he's got a good personality.
Humongous for a cruiserweight.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's got some power. I like it. I friggin' loved this match. I thought it was great. I liked that Shinkara had a nice showing as well. Kind of revamped him a little bit. All the guys were great. I mean, obviously Cedric is like, he's just over his shit.
Yeah.
And he's amazing, and I really understood why. There's nothing really different I would like to see with this match. I don't really have a lot to say. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a great... It got the crowd going. I definitely think it was the best match to be on the pre-show. If they keep going this route with the pre-shows, having like actual very good matches, it's a good way to showcase guys that maybe we wouldn't see normally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm totally for it. I like the end as well. So, yeah, that's my thoughts, Matt.
The car ride was very interesting.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here for it, you bastard.
Yeah,
you bastard.
I had a family dinner.
How was the car ride?
It was good.
How would you rate the car ride out of 10?
About a 4.
About a 4? Okay. So we're going to hear now the Gimmick Brandon Bowden in his Australian accent predict the... he's going to say how he would have booked the match.
Well, for this match, I would have just left it the way it was, because it's a kickoff match. I don't want to see anybody, jumping off a flaming unicorn horn to, finish the match by any means of the imagination.
Isn't that what cruiserweights do?
No, I'm not booking this one, so it's just going to be...
Oh, fair enough.
So,
Yeah, when you're booking, you're going to do it in an Australian accent. Okay.
For a kickoff match, I hold it to a different standard. I give it an 8 out of 10 for a kickoff match.
Did they end up changing the ropes?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Oh
we'll talk about that a little later, though.
But then again, it's a kickoff show, right? So they have 20 minutes before they go on to the main
True,
card. So that I can see that.
They should have just put the other match on right after then, because no one wants to watch those rope changes.
No, it's tough when they have to do the rope changes between the purple and the regular ropes. No, I understand that.
But it is what it is. Like I said, I enjoyed the match. Tony Nese is definitely a new favorite of mine. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. I give the match a 9 out of 10. So that was the kickoff show. The next match we're going to talk about, now we're getting into the actual main pay-per-view.
Main card.
And that was Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the United States Championship in a Hell in a Cell. Matt, what did you think of this match?
I really liked it. The Rusev and the whole chain and all that stuff, was great. Him putting up the steel steps on the top turnbuckle for a spot, that was great. That's something we haven't seen very much, if not ever. I can't recall any time.
It was an interesting spot. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed it.
They put on a clinic. That was the best Hell in a Cell match of the whole show, in my opinion. I didn't like the other two very much as much as that one. I think it's because those two are just two big, bad bruisers that
It was a good classic brawl style Hell in a Cell match.
And that's the best kind of Hell in a Cell matches, in my opinion. You can't really... the high flying is high flying, and the Hell in a Cell match is not really the same unless you get on top of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
that's what we're accustomed to.
Yeah, so... The only thing I would have seen differently, I don't think I'll be able to pull off this Australian accent for these booking things. I wanted to see Rusev put Roman Reigns in the Accolade on top of the cell, on top of a set of stairs that were on top of the cell.
Instead of just...
Okay. I wanted to see him climb up the cell with the steel stairs in his hand, and just kind of maneuver his way up there, put the steel... or maybe even throw them up there. Throw the steel steps on top of the cell.
Nobody can throw the steel steps up there.
Rusev can. And then he could climb the cell, and then Roman Reigns could go in there, and then he kicks him, and then he puts him on the Accolade on the top of the stairs, on top of the cell. And then Roman spears him off the cell into an announce table. 1, 2, 3, pin. They didn't do that, though. They just did it off the stairs onto the canvas. But that's how I would have booked it.
Hey, what about that Accolade on the stairs with the chain?
That was pretty brutal.
Fine, you know what? I'll give you one better. They would have had a pickup truck.
Oh.
And he would have put the chain around Roman's neck, put the Accolade on him, and have somebody back up the truck and just pull Roman's head right off. And then Roman still would have gone over.
Roman still would have won with
no head.
Roman would have broke the chain because he's Superman.
He would have bit through the chain. But I digress.
Oh, God. That's why we missed the Gimmick Brandon Bowden.
I have one of these for almost every match.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I don't doubt it. I thought it was a decent back and forth match. I think Roman's kind of right where he should be right now, showing some aggression. That's what he needed. He needed to be booked kind of as a more of a badass. If they are going to keep going the route with him, they are going, which is still continuously pushing him. Which I don't necessarily disagree with.
Not to the same degree they were before.
Yes, no, but I think he's right where he needs to be. Yeah. I love what they're doing with Rusev. I hope they keep going in the right path with him.
I kind of hope they make like a Rusev faction and just his whole family. I want Mama Rusev, Papa Rusev, and his cousin there that makes pizza in Bulgaria. And
but he makes great pizza.
And I want what's his grandmother's name? Babushka. I want her to be like part of the. I want her to be like the matriarch of the faction. She'll be like Mother Wyatt, but like with the Rusevs. You know, like she'll be Mother Abigail, like Grandmother Abigail.
One thing I love that Rusev did was when he was hitting him with the kendo stick, got to 9 and broke it. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
That was funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nope. I mean,
that's so heel to do too.
It was totally healing. It was friggin' awesome. I love that he did that. I think the ending was great too. Like you touched on it. I think him getting out of the accolade and Roman spearing him the way he did in that, it was perfect. Rusev friggin' can take that spear better than I think anybody.
I know.
I don't know.
I like how he's
especially
just taking
after
it
the very short runway too. Like,
I think Rusev's new gimmick is like taking spears from weird places.
That
he takes like hard spears on the ramp. He's taking one off a set of stairs onto
He jumped for that one too, didn't he?
He did. He jumped hard for that one. I want to see him I want to see Rusev take spears off of different places. Now I want to see him take a spear off of a skyscraper. And then land, leave a hole in the concrete, get up and say Rusev Putria, Rusev Puchka.
And just keep going.
Yep.
I loved that it was a great story in the match, and there was not there wasn't a lot of bullshit.
As a whole, it was one of the better put together stories
Yeah.
and matches of the night.
It definitely was. And I really dig that. I love that the fact that there wasn't a lot of overly done freaking spots and that kind of thing. It was just there was some toys, so to speak, but it wasn't like I was okay, really another table. Come on. I think it was very, very well done.
I don't know if it's Roman that these things just don't happen a lot in Roman matches. I find. I don't know if it's whoever is Roman's agent, whoever helps put together the matches for Roman's really good with this, or just Roman has a good hold on it himself.
I think it's a bit of both.
I don't think he's had a bad match in a long time.
And that's the thing is Roman's one of those guys. He's
and no, I don't include the WrestleMania 32 match, which was fine if you weren't being a bunch of smart marks saying, "Oh, we don't want Roman because he's getting pushed home." Fuck off.
Yes, we. This is the perfect time. Perfect time in the podcast.
Thinking about the Ruru running him down the tank. That was a great thing.
Came in on a tank was pretty badass.
That was pretty sweet. This is a good part of the podcast to remind everybody who are wrestling fans listening, we are not smart marks. We are not the kind of people who just sit and complain about everything. That is not what we do. That is not what this show is about. So if you were into that kind of thing, unfortunately, you came to the wrong place. We love wrestling.
If you're a smart mark, you have a right to your opinion, even if it is wrong.
Yeah,
and that's exactly it.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, you are a mark. You are the Mark Matthew Cannons, but you're a proud mark. You're not one of these smart marks. He's not a smart mark.
He's the mark.
Yes, he is the mark. But at the end of the day, I think it was a great match. There was nothing that I found was lacking from it. Nothing I did not want to see or anything. I mean, obviously, I would have loved to have seen Lana involved a little more somehow, just me personally.
But it's a cell match.
But it's exactly, it's a cell match. So what is she going to do?
Cry outside the door?
Cry outside, I guess, would be the only thing I would say.
Because I wouldn't want her in there.
Yeah, no, she could get friggin' hurt.
Yeah.
End of the day, I give it a 9 out of 10. Maybe see the match end slightly different. I guess I don't know. That's my opinion. But Matt, what'd you think of the match out of a 10?
Out of 10, I'd give it a solid 7 Roman Superman punches out of 10.
Oh, you want to go like that? You want to do that? I can go with that. I will give it 7.5 Roman Reigns spearing Rusev off of different areas out of 10.
We'll take it.
One of those areas being in a whitewater rafting river.
Whatever works. I have a note here in my thing before the next match saying Jericho is fucking amazing.
He is amazing.
Because that friggin' it's just great. Everything that Jericho is doing, everything he is involved in, no matter what it is just amazing.
Remember that time you saw Jericho and we were like, oh, it's Jericho? No, you don't, because it never happened.
Yeah. There's never a time in my life where I've gone, oh man, like it's Jericho, not again. That's never happened to me in my entire life.
And if you have, Jericho. Just turn yourself into the cops now because you're probably a serial killer.
You probably like to bury people in your basement.
Yeah.
But the next match that we're going to talk about was the tag match between Enzo and Cass and the Club, aka the Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers,
aka the Hoots.
Too sweet.
Too sweets all around.
All right, too sweet. Okay, we're all too sweeting. You can't see it.
We just too sweet. I'll too sweet the microphone for you. Hey, hang on. You get that? That guy's too sweet the mic for you.
You did it twice.
I did it twice. I too sweeted it twice.
Did a 4 sweet?
I did a 4 sweet right there, brother.
That was pretty sweet.
Fuck. But
only you can cure diabetes.
Overall, I'll just start talking about the match. Overall, that little pre-match promo from Enzo and Cass. I mean, their promos are always good. It was kind of a little weird. It felt a little weird, but I think it was mainly for the Boston crowd. A lot of references in there, that kind of thing.
Wasn't the worst offender of the night, though.
No, it was not. But it was still a good promo. It was a good match. I love that the Club actually looked like a friggin' tag team, and they look like they might actually stand a chance at winning. Because I love the Club, and I hate what they've been doing to them lately. I think the Club going over was what needed to happen in this situation. Enzo and Cass, they can come back from a loss like this. I think they're at the point where they're so friggin' over it. They're pretty
much Teflon at this point.
Yeah, I feel like there's nothing that we can do to hurt them.
Not really.
Really, they could go on
especially
losing
Enzo.
Streak. Yeah, Enzo's just so over at this point. It just doesn't matter anymore. I like that they won clean too. There wasn't any cheap BS happening or anything. That's pretty much all I got. I'm just happy the Good Brothers have won a match because I love them. And, too sweet for the Good Brothers.
I was pretty indifferent to the match. I wasn't a big fan of the build-up. It was just it was a very basic build-up. Heel tag team starts attacking face tag team. It was a very basic build-up for me. It was... So, the blow-off... I don't know if this is a blow-off match by any means.
I don't even think it's a blow-off match. I think there might be another
I'd like to see them incorporate something unique into this feud where
even though
it is going to
both these teams are just going to be incorporated into the Raw Survivor Series tag team, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
So there's not really going to be much of a blow-off because the fact of there still has to be something done with one of the matches later in the night.
Yeah,
because that's still not over. So
no, that was definitely not over. I give it a... Well, you want to rate it first?
Well, first talking about the match. The match was good. Finally, Good Brothers actually get there on their own.
Yes. I just call them the Good Brothers now.
Yeah,
I'm just over it.
It's a very basic match.
They're one of the tag teams I really like right now, and the fact of, but the promo that Enzo and Cass gave, I give a 0 out of 10 because there was no Bruins quotes. It was a 0. They're in TD Gardens, and no Bruins quotes. Some Red Sox quotes, some Patriots, but where's the Bruins quotes?
Some relevant Boston sports teams quotes.
Oh, shut up, Lee fan.
Okay. I give the promo a 10 out of 10 because it did not mention the Boston Bruins. And I will give the match itself, it was very basic. It was your run-of-the-mill tag team. Somebody's got to put somebody over. I give it 6 custom Enzo microphones out of 10.
I give it a 6 Boots of Doom out of 10.
Oof, and I'm apparently a lot more generous this time around. You guys are not giving out good ratings. I give it a solid 8 Magic Killers out of 10. Because I like stuff. I guess I don't know. I'm too nice.
You're an optimist, which is nice. It's a nice contrast.
Yeah, I like stuff. I still love, even though I don't like the name of it, I love the Magic Killer. It's one of my favorite tag
Magic Killer is cool. The Boot of Doom is on the other side of that spectrum.
The Boot of Doom is probably the lamest
name.
The
Empire Elbow or whatever it is.
The Empire Elbow is a cool name, though. The Boot of Doom sounds like, I don't know, something out of a kid's book.
Yeah, it sounds like something out of like the 80s. That's why I don't like
man, he hit him with the Boot of Doom.
Careful
my goodness.
Careful there, Michael Cole.
Vintage Gallows and Anderson.
It's Andy and Big Gal.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's Big Gal and Andy.
I did love though the one thing that
The Toy Story quote.
yeah, where he's gonna
This ain't Toy Story, but Big Cass is gonna have your name stamped onto his the bottom of his foot or something like that.
yeah.
I totally bought
I thought that was great. It's okay. We get it, but the next match, sorry, Matt, did you have something else you wanted to say? No, I think you would say something. So the next match we're going to talk about, just kind of rolling right along here, was the fourth match of the night, and kind of a surprising place for it, I think, for me especially. Not that it wasn't on the main event. I'm glad it wasn't, because of the main event we had, but we'll talk about that.
Well, you know.
The Jam Championship means nothing anymore?
Well, now, hang on. We have, of course, the Universal Championship match, which was Seth Rollins versus defending champion Kevin Owens with an interference from Jericho. Matt, what do you think of the match?
I really liked this match. You know, they had a couple really good spots. The best was Kevin Owens spraying the ref purposely with the fire extinguisher. Then the other ref come in, take him out, and Jericho just runs in and locks the cage door behind him.
I think the fact that we questioned whether he had actually meant to do that or not made it even better. We're like, hold on, was that supposed to happen?
I mean,
and then you see the door open, you see Jericho coming in. It's like, okay, no, he meant to do that. For a while, I was like, hold on,
he mean to?
Did he fuck that up?
But
Because Kevin Owens really sold it like he fucked up,
and then he sprayed him again. So it was like,
yeah. My favorite part of that match, well,
also that table spot.
Seth's an incredible seller. He can sell his ass off, in my opinion. And like I'm biased because Seth is my favorite active wrestler right now. He's my second favorite all-time wrestler.
Really?
Right behind Sting. So
you mean the man he ended his career?
You know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Seth. I was mad at Seth for a while, and then I went back and watched all his matches, and I was like, oh, Bay. Seth is Bay.
I still don't see him as a face.
I have a hard time with that.
The transition between face and heel or heel to face for Seth has not been a smooth one so far.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna ditch him as being my favorite wrestler right now in the WWE because his transition isn't going that smoothly. No. I mean, it happens to a lot of guys. Like Roman was the real first one where like he wasn't getting over as a face, and it's happening to more guys more and more. And like Seth's just another guy that he'll get there eventually. It's just
I don't see it.
You don't. Well, I think he'll get there. He's so. He's his style in ring reminds me of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, he's got great.
But he's got like Shawn Michaels' abilities with a Randy Orton attitude.
Yeah,
almost, which is very unique. It's a unique charisma he has about himself.
Weird combination.
But like, I think they're not letting him be Seth yet. That's the problem. He's not like embracing the face attitude yet. He's not embracing it. He's still got a heel left in him. Which I think will be perfect. Would be a double turn of Seth. I think it would be perfect a double turn of Kevin and Seth.
What? He's like, he's still got a little heel in him. I'm like, whose foot does he tap up his ass?
I think that Seth and Kevin Owens should actually have a double turn.
Yeah,
I could see Kevin Owens as a face.
Yeah,
see what happens with Jericho.
Honestly, maybe. I think Jericho's still going to take.
I think Jericho's going to have that title at some point.
I think Jericho's going to turn on him.
I think he's going to have the title before Rollins will.
I could see Jericho winning that title at Survivor Series.
I don't think Survivor Series. I think they might be on teams. I think they might just screw up every matchup just because of...
Yeah, but they might have to fight twice in a night. They might have to do the elimination match, and they might have to do a title match. I'm not going to sit around watching 4 hours of Survivor Series with no goddamn fucking title matches in it because of these stupid fucking team fucking matches. Fuck that shit.
And then you get Snorberg.
As you can tell,
Go Berg!
Snorberg!
See now how he would have liked this match to play off. Now I was telling the guys while we were watching it, I'm like Triple H is coming back and he's gonna have a plasma cutter. I wanted him to cut a hole in the cell with the plasma cutter because he wasn't gonna just get in. Like he was gonna kill the referees with the plasma cutter and then cut his way into the cell. I mean, who's gonna stop me? He's Triple fucking H. He's gonna fire them. He's gonna just be like, cut the hole into the cell, break into the cell, pedigree Seth Rollins, and then 35 minutes later, after that pedigree's happened, Kevin Owens will slowly crawl over to Seth Rollins.
35 minutes later.
Slowly crawl over to Seth Rollins, place a finger on top of him because he has no energy left. 1, 2, 3, because nobody gets up from a Triple H pedigree even 35 minutes after the fact.
Well, I think there was like one in history. that like no sold it.
I give this match. It was a good match though. Triple H didn't come with a plasma cutter, so I'm going to give it 8 kicked out Triple H pedigrees out of 10. Which I don't think there has been 8 of them, so good luck giving you 8 out of 10.
It's a protected finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a witness protection, like freaking like government witness protection. It's crazy.
Good lord. I definitely liked the pacing of the match. I like how Owen was dominant at first and a little bit there. Like I said earlier, I don't really like Rollins as a face, but that's just my opinion. I think he's, like Matt said, he's just too slimy. I don't buy it, but whatever. See where it goes.
It feels too pushed. You know?
Yeah.
This is like what the smart marks were saying back in the 90s when Shawn Michaels was turning face.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's too
Seth
slimy.
Rollins Hall of Fame 2025 or 2030 or 2030.
2027.
Oh, so Seth Rollins is going to go in the same year Adam wins Man of the Year.
Absolutely.
Fuck, that's going to be a good year.
2027's Man of the Year.
He already asked me to give the acceptance speech for it.
Good.
Who did?
Adam
Seth
Lindlop is a man of many things.
And
None of those things I think deserve him this award. Thank you. I'm also going to write it on a Kleenex.
That's what I would do.
No, it's got to be bar napkin.
Nice bar napkin.
I'm not that classy.
Can I just say, in this match, I love the little chain wrestling brawl spot they did.
Yeah, that was really
It was
good.
really cool. And fucking Jericho. Just because he can. The fucking powerbomb.
That
was-
just 2 chairs. That was a good
Yeah,
good way to
that-
finish
yeah.
to protect Seth. Seth, like, that's the only way you're going to defeat Seth is by, like, literally
Yes.
killing him.
And that's exactly what freaking happened. The ass crack of Jericho.
Oh, that'll be that's
Drinking in,
going
man.
to be a gif.
That's going to be a gif of Jericho.
That's a gif. That is an automatic gif. Like, just the ass crack of Jericho.
And I really hope he makes it a gimmick.
Oh, I want to see T-shirts at, like,
The ass of Jericho.
the ass of Jericho. Jericho, you know, ass crackaholic.
Because, like, you know that he's definitely going to say something once it starts circling.
Drink it in, man. That was my ass crack you saw last
Ass
night.
crack.
on
He's gonna
Yellowstone,
like fucking
man.
like tan his ass or something. And, like, it'd be freaking
Mr.
hilarious.
Garrison fucking fake tan. Who's that?
Oh, no, you know what? I think Chris Jericho might put his own ass crack on the list.
Jericho's boxers on the list.
Seth is gonna steal the list again and look at it. Oh, you should see the last thing on this list, Chris. It's your ass crack.
My ass turned heel on me. I don't know what happened.
So we did see one heel turn tonight, and that was Jericho's ass crack.
Jericho's pants turned heel on him. At the end, it was a great showing for Seth. It was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I give it a solid 8.5 Jericho ass cracks out of 10.
Oh, it was a good rating system.
Well,
So Matt, what'd you
let me see. I give it a 8.5
Jericho
power
wardrobe
bombs through
malfunctions.
chairs
out of 10?
out of 10.
I think that's a pretty good freaking rating. God damn. So
That was a pretty good freaking move.
pretty good freaking move. The pop-up powerbomb's always solid.
Good job to the agent on that one.
Yes, very good. We always shout at the agents here on the Harder Show.
Free agents.
I got kids!
He's not free agent anymore.
Damn it! I was gonna sign with my new wrestling promotion.
What's your new wrestling promotion?
Oh, it's OFW.
Oh, yeah.
Outlandish Finnish Wrestling.
I like it. I can dig it. I was going to do the Harder
But I
Show.
can't seem to hire anybody because nobody's like willing to get thrown off of a stadium. To finish. Outlandish Finnish Wrestling. Yeah, it's basically where the finishes to the matches are pretty unpredictable.
And somebody died every
They're,
match.
they're called on the spot.
Pretty much like the only like guy I have so far that's like said yes to coming in is Dean Ambrose. Because again, getting thrown off of a stadium.
Come on, not Mick Foley?
What's that?
Not Mick Foley?
I mean, he's like 1,000 years old now. I don't think he wants to get thrown off of anything. Fuck
You know he'd do it.
it's crazy.
He'd
Mick
do
Foley's
it.
the biggest daredevil. He's still like, he used to get thrown off of cells. Now he gets thrown off on promos, but I digress.
Oh, God. So next match we're going to talk about here, rolling right along with our pay-per-view kind of review and discussion here. We have match number 5, which was the Cruiserweight Championship match.
Did we skip a match?
I don't think so.
Bailey and Dana Brooke was there later.
Oh, my goodness. I did skip that match.
All right, quick. Okay, we'll give
That
it a
was
quick-
my bad. My
We'll
apologies.
spend as much time covering this match as WWE did. I didn't care for it.
I like the way Dana Brooke's going right now. Bailey's always great. I gave the match 9 Dana Brooke front flips out of 10 because I liked the Dana Brooke I saw tonight more than I've liked anything else she's done.
Okay, well, I didn't see much of the match. I was in the bathroom most of the time.
See, now if you had paid attention, you probably would have liked it.
I couldn't see much from the bathroom.
How can you talk smack? You said this
so I will give this match 5 potty breaks out of 10.
Matt?
I'll give this 10 Dana break up with Dolph Ziggler and give me your number out of 10.
Dana Brooke looking for a push. She dates Dolph Ziggler. That's a way to get a fucking burial.
No, actually,
Do you imagine if Vince found out she's dating Nick?
I give
Sorry,
it
Dolph.
5.
Nick.
I'm watching too much Total Divas.
5. Bailey needs to change her finisher move name out of 10.
She needs to change your finishing move.
Yeah, that's true.
Bailey to belly or whatever could still work. She just needs to figure it out.
See, if now if she was
That's
in
more of a
OFW,
signature move more than a...
if she was in my Wrestling Alliance OFW, oh man, I would give her quite the finisher. She just stabs the other person.
Stabs the other person.
She'd also be a delinquent. That would be her gimmick. She'd be a delinquent and she'd stab people to finish them off.
Like stab to kill them.
Oh no! She'd stab them like right in like the big toe.
All right.
Because it throws off the equilibrium of the person. Especially if you cut that off. Oh man,
yeah,
throws off their balance.
Fucking fair enough. Goddamn.
Yeah, that'd be her finisher though.
Goddamn.
I'd turn it back
All
to
right.
Davina Rose.
Right on. Fair enough. It works. All right, guys. Just want to take a quick second here to give a big shout out to the first ever sponsor and big time supporter of the Hotter Show, my man, Mr. Jason Reese over at Jaybird Digital Arts. Now, what exactly does Jason do? Well, if you guys need any kind of logos, t-shirts, posters, album design, tickets, photo manipulation, you guys still with me? Advertising, business stationery, mailers, brochures, fine art, and literally anything else you can think of, Jaybird Digital Arts can create it. No project is just a generic template, and every single job is a new opportunity to create something unique. Jason's done all the Hotter Show logos, t-shirts, banners, and even a meme here and there, so I can promise you that you will love and be inspired by what Jason comes up with. You can find him on the web at www.jaybird, that's Jaybird, digitalarts.com. Or you can find him on Facebook under the Jaybird Digital Arts handle, as well as on Instagram. If you happen to use his services, be sure to let him know that TJ sent you.
Today is my 111th birthday.
You guys need to know about an awesome local all-ages event coming up. Out of My League presents Bilbo's 111th Fest, featuring over 10 local bands such as Drag the Lake, Out of My League, My Home the Catacomb, Fear the Unknown, Crane, Artery Recording on a Falsifier, and more. This awesome event is happening November 12th at the Italian Club at 234 Simcoe Street, South Oshawa. $10 at the door. Check the event page for more details. This is gonna be one hell of a party. So next match we have to talk about here, which I was talking about before I realized we forgot a match. That was the Cruiserweight Championship match with the Brian Kendrick.
I'm the man with the plan!
Going up against the reigning champion, well, the former reigning champion, TJ Perkins.
Oh, you fucking spoilers, bro.
I fucking spoiled the goddamn match.
So
I just realized I haven't talked about who won each match, but everyone probably knows who won. Roman won.
Really?
I know, right?
Gallows Anderson won.
In OFW, Roman's a jobber.
I like it.
He's still a jobber now.
Can I be in OFW?
Hey, you'll be going over on Roman.
Fucking right. I'll be the champion.
Like I said, it's outlandish finishes wrestling.
So I'd go over on
Roman never wins.
And John Cena's in the promotion too. He still wins though.
John Cena's the GM.
John Cena
John
always
Cena's
wins.
the GM. He still wins though.
John
It doesn't matter whose the match is in.
John Cena
just wins.
John Cena would come out to Gilbert's music. He'd get beaten in a minute.
Oh god. So this match here, I love the cruiserweights. I mean, I love what they're doing. As much as I think it's a little silly they changed the ring over and stuff, I get why they do it.
It's all branding.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like eventually they're gonna make it like a friggin' I feel like they're gonna make it like an exclusive network thing at some point.
They already did the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, no, but like an actual like show, like weekly show.
I'm telling you, you
Uh,
take
I
1
don't
hour
think
from Raw, you make it a Cruiserweight hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could deal with that. You know.
Yeah, because that way you get rid of 1 hour of Raw, which is usually really bad.
Have the more like serious sport type sponsors sponsor it.
Yeah,
Even if you
I
just
think that'd
push
be
it to a
great.
different day just on the network.
you can, but then you got to put up with NXT. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work.
tricky.
There's a lot of work slotting everything over on the network to put one more thing on there, but
Yeah, absolutely. So, Matt, what did you think of the cruiserweight match here?
I really liked it. The ending was the best, where they go off.
Kendrick playing possum.
Yeah, Kendrick played possum really well.
Yep.
That was a great.
And we were even questioning.
You got to see if T.J. Perkins go care for his old friend, and then just.
It was a way that T.J. Perkins looked like a face, and Brian Kendrick. It was really
he looked like the good guy, which they want to push him as, and
it was old school, but it worked really well. Like that was NXT-esque booking.
Oh yeah,
because I watch NXT all the time, and that's just the way they would have booked something like that. It reminded me of that. So I know if I had to rate the match, because I'm thinking of the rating systems in my head. That's why I'm just going on them, so I don't forget. I would give it 8.5 awkward video game T.J. Perkins references out of 10.
You mean just having to put N64 on everything, like your mom would?
No, on Raw on Monday, he just sat there. He's just like, man, you can't just hit the reset button in live. Or it's like TJ, stop. And then he's like talking about, man, we're thinking about tomorrow. Like, these kids who were playing 2K17, stop.
Remember that one time when I was really sad and you brought me an N64?
Oh, Brian
Kendrick, I just can't let you win this like I let you win Super Smash Brothers. No, he didn't actually say that.
Yeah, he actually said. I thought it was an interesting build.
It was a cool build.
Him
it was
basically begging him to just let him win.
Brian Kendrick being like, I need to win this match, man. Can you just let me win? Because now TJ Perkins can come back and being like, yeah, let you win. Get over it.
Yeah, he can come back and be heel if he wanted to. I loved the chain in the beginning. That was great. I lived for that shit. I loved the heel move of Brian Kendrick tying his friggin' tape to the ropes.
Even though it didn't work at all.
I want to see him
just enough though.
I want to see him pull off the movie pulled off at the
moment
Cruiserweight
that he went in the ring, the tape was already not tied to the ropes anymore. Perkins just had to hold his wrist there.
I want to see the move he pulled off. I don't remember how he pulled it off, but he had the guy bite the rope and he kicked the rope, and the guy's mouth was bleeding everywhere. Yeah. It was crazy. It was great. Such a great spot.
I think TJ Perkins should go back and be Suicide.
No, I think TJ Perkins needs to find himself. I think that's what the problem is. TJ Perkins needs to go and find himself. Maybe he needs to go to NXT for a bit.
Yeah, probably.
Perhaps, who knows? I wouldn't say that's a demotion, because down there he'd be a big dog down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I also think NXT needs its own cruiserweight champion, to be honest, because I would like to see what NXT could do with booking a cruiserweight.
Yeah, because they got all those cruiserweights down there. Do something with them.
Take the lower end cruiserweights and move them to NXT, and then have them develop down there.
Yeah,
exactly.
TJ Perkins would have been a great NXT cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, you just need
Brian Kendrick needs that championship.
He does,
because he needs to help that championship.
Yeah. See, the thing is, with Brian Kendrick winning, playing Possum the way he did and everything, it was a great heel win. I think, Brandon, you and I both agree that we want to see him hold this title for a while. Whether he will or not remains to be seen.
I already have the idea that he holds it till WrestleMania, loses it to Rich Swann, who almost immediately, either whether a week later or like a month later, loses it to Tony Nese.
Yeah.
Because Tony Nese needs to be a vicious heel and take that championship for a long time.
He needs to be like the badass dude of the Cruiserweight division.
Tony Nese will be the one guy that comes out of this Cruiserweight division, because Kendrick's got maybe a couple years left. And Rich Swann's got a lot of charisma. I think I could see him as a heavyweight champion one day, but they don't actually have heavyweight championships, but you know what I mean?
Well, they get rid of that so that...
Yeah, but so I think I could see Rich Swann doing that one day, but Tony Nese I see as like... He could be probably the most prolific Cruiserweight... If they stick with it, Tony Nese is probably the most prolific Cruiserweight champion they have.
I could see
him as a 6 or 7 time Cruiserweight champion by the time it's done.
I could also see him holding like the U.S. title.
Yeah, I could see him doing a mid-card title, but I could see him holding that Cruiserweight championship quite a few times.
He'd be the guy to beat. I definitely someone with the experience of Brian Kendrick. He can help the young guys necessarily if he needs to as well.
Well, he did teach before too. So
yeah. So I mean, I think he's the perfect guy to hold the belt. He's a heel too, so. I mean, he said even on the Raw Talk, whatever the hell it was, he said, I didn't, he's like, I haven't done anything illegal. So you could slowly watch him descend into just being more of a heel as time goes on.
Yep.
And that would be awesome. All I know is I'm very happy I'm very happy he
It's kind of neat to see him working alongside of these kids he trained in NXT too, because he did a lot of training in NXT.
It's pretty sweet. So Matt, what did you give your rating on?
No,
the match?
I haven't. I give it 8 these out of 10.
8 these out of 10.
Yeah, the Brian Kendrick.
Oh, because you said these, I was like, what? But whatever. We'll take it. So yeah, I think we all enjoyed the match. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next in the story. Next match, I don't really have a whole lot to say about. That was the the Raw Tag Team Championships with Cesaro and Sheamus, the weirdest team I think I've seen in a long time, going up against the defending champions, the New Day. Interesting dynamic, having a heel and a face on the same team with Cesaro and Sheamus. I think it all kind of ended, the way we thought it would, with them screwing up.
Yeah.
Because one's a heel and one's a face. I definitely didn't want to see them win, but I think it was still a little silly.
I think it was interesting. It was a good. It was
finish. Interesting, but just
when you think of like a wrestling match, you need to get from one point to another, right?
Yes.
So WWE needed to get to the point where, okay, they need New Day to lose, but they need them to hold the belts, and they need it to maintain heat. They need the rivalry to maintain heat. So the way they came up with it, the way it turned out, where Kofi Kingston takes out Sheamus with the Trouble in Paradise, the referee sees it and DQs them, is the perfect way, because that way Cesaro and Sheamus get another rematch. The New Day don't lose their belts.
Yeah.
And Sheamus and Cesaro don't look bad at all.
The other thing is, I can't remember which one of you guys called it, but the fact whenever Xavier Woods is in the match,
they seem to lose. Yeah,
I noticed there's been
even though Xavier Woods is great in the ring.
He's great. But I don't know why they do that. It's really weird.
But
I think it's because they want to protect Big E and Kofi. Kofi and Big E have the...
they're like the wrecking crew. They go in and like take care of business.
Yeah.
So like, they're not like the Minnesota wrecking crew. They're like the Harlem wrecking crew.
And coming back before, the unneeded plugs and pandering to the crowd in their promo was over the top.
Yeah. Well, that's the New Day, though.
Yeah, and still no Bruins things.
They showed the banners during their promo.
Did they? I know they showed the banners during a couple of the other spots, but
I think they showed it during the New Day promo.
Yeah, well,
because then Kofi was talking about the Rob Gronkowski shoes.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. It was.
And then people forget that everybody was talking about Sasha. Oh, Sasha's from Boston. Sasha's from Boston. So is Kofi.
Yeah, he wasn't actually from
Jamaica. Nobody wants to talk about
He wasn't actually from Jamaica, folks. It was a work.
Imagine that.
It was a work. He was not Jamaican.
So you're telling me that Brandon's not from Australia?
No.
Worst! I don't know. I was going to say worst cover-up ever.
Great comic book guy.
Great comic book guy. I give that a solid 10 out of 10. And I give this match, I give it a solid 7 Francesca 2s out of 10.
I'm actually going to go higher than you on this one. I'm going to say 8 wacky New Day finishes out of 10 because I like the way they finished it and accomplished what they needed to accomplish. And it was unique. It wasn't like it was an interesting dynamic.
It was an interesting way that they...
And Cesaro and Sheamus put a fresh spin on the New Day too, because it's not easy. It can't be easy wrestling that kind of style where you have one face and one heel.
Yeah, it was definitely a very interesting dynamic.
It can't be easy doing promos for that. It can't be easy wrestling against that. It can't it's fucked up. It's a fucked up little storyline, but I like it.
No, I don't know. I give this match 6.5 retire Francesca 2 or whatever out of 10.
You want to kill Francesca 2?
I didn't like Francesca 1.
That's the greatest gimmick I've ever seen.
Again, Matt doesn't like anything anybody likes.
Yeah, that's Matt.
Bring back the shillelaghs. Bring back Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle for Cruiserweight Champion.
See now?
I'm pretty sure that's what killed it last time.
I know it's what killed it last time. But they wouldn't have to change the purple ropes. They changed it to green.
So let's just go ahead and not friggin' do that.
What? TJ hating
on what he just said. So... that's all that. The next match we have to talk about is actually the last match of the night. Definitely let us know what some of your guys' thoughts were on the night as well. You can comment on this if you listen on SoundCloud or YouTube or iTunes or however the hell you listen. Let us know what you thought of it. Give us your rating. You always love to hear from you guys. But the last match we're going to talk about was definitely, I think, the most interesting match of the night. I don't think anyone could have called what happened. I know, me personally, I was definitely very surprised, and that was the women's Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. And that was, of course, Charlotte Flair going up against the defending champion Sasha Banks. Brandon, what'd you?
Dispatcher's horseshit. That's all I had.
That's all you got?
The beginning was okay. The beginning was cool. I liked how they did the whole thing with the announce table. They put Sasha through the announce table, but then we sat around for 15 minutes while Sasha was at a goddamn fucking stretcher, getting a neck brace, getting it put on, getting it taken off, and then they announced like, oh, by forfeit, Charlotte. Oh, hold on, Sasha's getting out of the thing.
Yeah,
oh,
they could have done that in like 5 minutes.
I was waiting for Michael Cole to be like, oh my god, it was a work.
Yeah. The thing is, with that whole thing was like, they picked her up and moved her all the way around the cell to put a neck brace on. If they're going to put a neck brace on, you do it.
It was a little silly the way they did it.
The work was a bad work in my opinion, because the fact of, if you're going to even do a work, you're going to go and have the EMTs go meet her at the tables.
The WWE does not do real well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I think something I forgot to mention that I really, really like that they're doing now.
And then she basically no-sells the entire rest of the match.
Yeah, which was a little weird. But something that I really, really like they're doing lately is using the rock tape as like a way, like with Seth Rollins. He had the rock tape on his back to show, he's injured in his back. So the casual fan would go, well, what's that? Oh, he must be hurt. And then suddenly you see friggin' Kevin Owens rip it off. Oh no, Kevin Owens, don't do it. Like I like that. It brings a little bit of
Although I'm pretty sure Cesaro needs to calm down with the goddamn kinesio tape. He's gonna be fucking covered.
No, he's gonna be the Yeti.
He's gonna be the Yeti, but it's always say rock tape.
Well, so the thing is I know that he's probably constantly always gonna have problems with that shoulder. I know that they were talking.
Well,
about
anytime
that.
he gets anything surgically repaired, you're gonna have problems with it.
I think that's why he probably just did it as a way
I don't
to
connect
help.
with Cesaro. I like Sheamus more than I like Cesaro.
Yeah. Well, that's just.
But that's neither here nor there.
But I did like the starting brawl. That friggin' powerbomb. I thought that friggin' Sasha was dead.
I just don't like it. I don't like the idea that they have to like. Sasha has to be like in each storyline be made out of glass.
Yeah.
They want to put over these women being like, oh my god, women are strong, women are powerful. That's fine, they are, I get it. But you can't have her go through a table, which is a spot like guys would usually take and be like down for a little while, then they get back up and keep on going.
Yeah, where she's down for
where, like they made it seem like, she may die.
Yeah.
Also, is it just me or the fact you found it weird, the fact of they put the commentary desks back where they normally always were, compared to where they have been in Raw, where Raw they've been sitting up on the...
be a pay-per-view thing.
But I'm just saying, the fact if you move the thing away for a Raw and you're having a Raw exclusive pay-per-view...
Although they only have the different language ones there. During
the that's right. Yeah.
Also,
the English one is where it usually is on Raw.
Yeah. Also,
that one was for the
what
Spanish
table got broken?
The Spanish.
I feel sorry for Cabrera, He never gets to work
Carlos
with a desk.
Cabrera has not worked a whole shift with a desk ever.
It's just never happened.
Anytime you see that Spanish announce table,
Carlos comes
done.
in every pay-per-view. Do I get the table for the whole pay-per-view? Sorry, Carlos. We gotta break it. Second segment.
Okay. We're gonna start off right. We're gonna break the Spanish announce table match 1.
I want them
in the pre-show.
I want them. I wanted this match. I wanted Charlotte to put Sasha through every table, including Jean Parmesan's.
Jean Parmesan.
Hey,
I want to get.
Do not mess with Funaki's table.
I want to get. I want to get like a freaking little sign to go to Survivor Series with, and just I want more Jean Parmesan. I don't even, and nobody probably knows what the hell I'm talking about. There's the Russian commentators have this guy who looks Asian. And his name's like Jean Parmesan. And I see it and I hear Jean Parmesan. And
I know what you mean.
He's my new favorite guy in WWE.
I don't know. I still think
maybe right now, like all time, it might go Seth Rollins, Sting, Jean Parmesan.
I don't know. I still get
Lord.
Biggest pop at every pay-per-view is Funaki.
Oh, indeed.
Like every pay-per-view, Funaki comes out in the little thing, and I just pop so hard because
he's my third favorite commentator, Funaki, right behind Carlos Cabrera and Jean Parmesan.
John Bowden.
Are we just doing foreign things?
Like
or-
right now in the WWE.
Okay, so we're not counting.
I'm not counting JR.
Okay, I was gonna say if JR's not number 1 on your list.
Are you kidding me? JR is the reason I'll watch New Japan. I watch old episodes of New Japan just to hear JR's voice.
Remember?
Oh, remember JR?
Yeah,
Thing?
they've been doing this all night. I have no idea what they're doing.
It's South Park. But kind of finished up the talk of the match there. I did like when the fact that Sasha got up when she realized it was forfeiting it. I think it was drawn out a little too long.
Sasha needs to fuck off.
I still liked it.
Yeah.
Brandon didn't. I liked how Charlotte kind of dominated the whole match. Sasha having that big comeback. They both showed so much aggression. I think this match was a success.
Charlotte won.
We'll see. Charlotte won, even though it was kind of a little bit of
The
weird
actual
ending,
end-
but-
It was.
Like the
I'm gonna
the
throw
whole-
you on the table.
The whole rest of the match was great, but the end, quick spot,
She threw her on the table twice, did natural selection, and pinned her.
Yeah, the natural
Yeah, it was just
selection
really weird.
Was whatever.
I'm sorry, did Charlotte forget she let off this goddamn fucking match with a goddamn powerbomb through a goddamn announce table? And you're gonna fucking finish it off with throwing Sasha on a table a couple times and then giving her the natural selection? That's it?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
Is she
it's
taking one too
weird.
many blows to the head now? She's forgetting how she starts matches, so doesn't know how to finish them. What the fuck? I also had a theory for this match. I also
Okay.
booked this match too. They shouldn't have done this match at the TD Garden. They should have done this match at Fenway.
Oh, God.
Completely empty baseball park.
Is it empty? Oh yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they're out.
I don't know. I don't follow baseball.
There's only 2 teams left, and Boston's been out for like a month. Anyway,
How long has the Jays been out for?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not as long. So what they go to Fenway. You get a ginormous cell to put around Fenway.
Okay.
So then they're just fighting all over the stadium. And then they get to the exit of the stadium, bam, cell. So then Sasha kind of weasels her way through the bottom of the cell, climbs up the cell. And then Charlotte follows. And then Michael Cole brings an announce desk next to the cell that's at Fenway Park.
Michael Cole's portable announce desk.
And then Charlotte powerbombs Sasha off the 1 billion foot high cell. The 1 billion foot high cell onto Michael Cole's portable announce desk.
Well, that's one.
And then Sasha kicks out
Of course she does.
at 2 3/4.
Of course, that's what she has to do.
But then she loses because, like, a roll up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Fruit roll-up?
Fruit roll-up.
That'd be good right now.
Or Tootsie roll-up. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
I mean, like, and but like, I didn't like how she was using Eddie Guerrero's moves.
She's just paying tribute to her.
Cheap pops.
She pays so much tribute to him.
Cheap pops.
I like seeing the Three Amigos.
Fine, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do DDTs. I'm gonna do DDTs to everybody and be like, oh, I need pops because Jake the Snake Roberts used to do this.
Fair enough. So, Brandon, what do you give the match out of 10?
I'm going to give this match. I was really pissed off at this match. Just you can't start it out like that and then finish it like that. I'm gonna give it a 4.
For what exactly out of 10?
I'm gonna give it 4 Sasha Banks panties being riding up her ass crack out of 10.
Fair enough. Matt?
I'm gonna give this a solid 8. They need to put more. Women need to bleed. No.
Wow.
Women need to
You might
blade out of 10.
want to cut that out.
Yeah.
Cut that out of the audio version.
Oh, nothing wrong with saying that he thinks women should blade.
Women should blade in games.
Women should blade in games.
Although there was one point.
I don't know.
where
It's one of those things I've always found weird, like video games and everything.
It would have added
women
a lot.
never like.
It would have been interesting to see.
It would have added a lot of emotion to the match.
Yeah.
It would have added a lot, like some
Just
desperation.
a little tiny cut on the forehead or
Yeah.
something,
Like I shouldn't lie. At one point during the match, and Charlotte was pulling out like a 17th table, and I'm like, "Get a blade!"
Yeah. You want to see it. I give the match a solid but not great 6. Holy hell powerbombs through a table out of 10. But it is what it is. In all, kind of closing out here, I did enjoy the pay-per-view. I give the pay-per-view a solid 7 out of 10. Brandon, what do you think?
I am going to give Hell in a Cell 2016 a 6.798525. What am I going to give it out of? Roman Reigns hairspray bottles out of 10.
Matt?
I give it a solid 2 pies out of 10. Or no, 2 pies out of whatever.
2 pies out of
2
whatever?
out of 10.
No. It's
2 out of
what do you-
pie. I think 2 out of
Oh,
pie.
I don't know what the hell you're
So
saying.
2 out of 3.14.
It is too late in the night for this. I've been awake too long.
I'm trying to get up to like 6 or whatever.
Matt's going to give it a 2 out of 3.14.
3.14 times
Okay, Matt can't
2.
remember what
Okay, figure out what you're saying and then talk.
Matt
No.
can't remember what pie
What is the rating you give it out of 10?
I want more pie.
Okay, I want pie too.
Matt,
so
Matt gives it 2/3. That's
you're
that's
giving
it.
okay,
Yeah,
you're
he's
giving
gonna
it
give it
2/3.
2/3.
You're giving it a 2/3 out of 10.
No,
And
just not even out of 10, just 2/3.
just 2/3. This is what it is. But that's gonna be it for us. This has kind of been it's been fun, a little all over the place, but that's cool. That's what we do here on the Harder Show Wrestling.
It is
Panel.
like midnight, and none of us have slept in a while. I played road hockey all day. TJ worked all day.
I literally have been awake as of right now since 3:30 this morning.
Matt's
It
a
is
mark.
now 12:40 a.m., so that means I've been awake for like 20 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, 20 hours. So I'm pretty fucking tired, so I'm gonna go home now.
Even if it wasn't 20 hours, I wouldn't fucking know.
Yeah, it's probably 20 hours. I'm gonna say it's 20 hours. Someone
No,
do the
it's-
math right now
Hold
and
on.
correct
No,
me.
it's like 22.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, it's
God
like
damn.
21 hours because it's
It's almost
3 hours from when you woke up yesterday.
And I'm just hungry.
I'm hungry too. But anyway, we're fucking ranting off here, so yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna end her off here. Matt, thanks for hanging out and doing this with me.
No problem. I'll be back anytime. You know, I am your number one fan. So
Yes, you are indeed. You gonna listen to this podcast?
yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Because Matt's a mark for himself on these listen
But yeah,
himself.
no, I pop so hard when I listen to myself.
You pop hard when I introduce you. Cheap pop. Cheap
No,
pop.
my cheap pops are saying I belong in a better podcast.
Yeah, those are my favorite pops now too that you do. Brandon, thanks for hanging out. I was glad to be able to have you on.
Drink
to do
it
this.
in, man. Drink it in.
The gift of Bowden.
Gifts of Bowden. Oh, that's a new gimmick for me.
That's the gift of Bowden.
Oh,
You gotta get your
I-
fucking computer
I-
fixed.
I allowed you to have the gift of Bowden tonight. Drink it in. I don't know. Every time I want to do an impression of that, I always feel like I have to channel my inner stoned guy. Drink it in, man. Holy fuck, if you had some peanut butter.
All right, guys, that was my Hell in a Cell review with the Mark Matthew Cannons and the Gimmick Brandon Bowden. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Always fun to sit down with those guys and talk some wrestling. It was pretty late at night when we were doing it, and we were all of us were pretty tired, but we still wanted to get it out because I haven't done a actual wrestling review in quite a while. Next pay-per-view, a Survivor Series, which is a big pay-per-view, it is actually happening in Toronto, and unfortunately we were unable to get tickets because that's just how it goes sometimes. But either way, definitely hoping we can watch that, check it out, maybe do some predictions for it. That would be very, very cool if we could get that going again. I know that there were some people who started listening to the podcast who were wrestling fans who really enjoyed the predictions and the review episodes of the podcast, and I haven't slackened on those lately, so I do apologize. But I still do talk wrestling once in a while, so definitely be sure to keep an eye out for any time that I do talk wrestling. If that is the kind of thing you are into and you are listening for, I do still do it. I just don't necessarily do the reviews and predictions as much anymore. But it happened here, so hey. I guess I'll just do them whenever I can. There's the way to do it. But either way, thank you so much for tuning in and clicking that play button today. I seriously appreciate it. I appreciate you, regardless of how you're listening. If you're listening on the SoundCloud, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like and comment on this podcast. Always appreciate any kind of a repost as well. You know, I know that not everybody reposts, but either way you repost, I mean, I seriously appreciate that. That means the world to me, so thank you so much. If you're listening on the YouTube, then be sure to leave a like and dislike on this video, depending on what you thought of it. Please let your voice be heard. Comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of each match. Let me know what you thought of the pay-per-view overall. Like I said, you know, overly, we had positive things to say about it. A couple small things, but in all, you know, I gave the pay-per-view a solid 7 out of 10, and that was more just a rating of, that's pretty much my standard rating for most pay-per-views. If it's a 7 out of 10, it did pretty good. To get higher than 7 out of 10 for me, you really gotta wow me. And I mean, it was a great pay-per-view, but I don't think anything that really wowed me too much. But either way, was a great pay-per-view. Really hope you guys enjoyed the review, and of course, be sure to let your voices be heard in either the SoundCloud or on the YouTube. YouTube's probably a little easier. And of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are on the YouTube. And of course, last but not least, if you're listening in on the iTunes, which you guys know is the easiest way to listen to The Harder Show, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't even have to think about it every time an episode is uploaded, every Thursday and Sunday, and occasionally Monday. It will be automatically downloaded to your device. You don't even have to think twice about it. Who doesn't like that? And if you were listening on some other podcasting app or anything, Apple Music, Beyondcast, Castbox, however you're listening, be sure to let me know how you are listening because I'm very curious. I am still kind of discovering ways I can get the podcast out to people. And I have now determined that there are a lot of podcasting apps I do not know about. So if you are using one, be sure to let me know. And just I'll see if I can maybe make it a little more accessible. If you're someone who has a hard time listening to the podcast or anything, let me know. And I will do what I can to get this podcast out to you because that's what this is for. As much fun as this podcast is for me to do, and I enjoy doing it and continue to do it mainly because I love doing it. I also do it. I do it for you guys to entertain you, help you get through your day. So thank you for choosing the Harder Show today to help you get through your day, listening to some reviews. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Have an amazing Halloween. Get some candy. Hopefully you were able to dress up and, enjoy some parties and that kind of thing. I did do a Halloween themed episode yesterday, which is kind of weird, the dynamic of putting up this podcast today. But, what can you do? Timing is what it is. The pay-per-view didn't happen until last night, so I couldn't put up a review earlier in the day. But that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning in, clicking that play button. And I'll catch you guys next time on The Harder Show. Take it easy.